We live. Peace, family. This is Brandon B. Dixon. You're tuned into another episode of the Power of Ownership podcast. Coming to you today like a midweek, real short solo podcast. A couple of topics real quick that we got to discuss. For those who first tuning in, I just wanted to introduce myself real quick. My name is Brandon B. Dixon. I'm a published author, mortgage broker, sales trainer, and serial entrepreneur, basically. My book, Sales, the Nucleus of Any Profession, out right now. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all the outlets you could think about. It's out there. Go ahead and scoop that up if you want to learn how to sell, you want to learn how to market, you want to learn how to compete in today's economy or the future economy. You need to learn how to sell. I like to thank everybody that's been tuning in, all my new subscribers. We went from like just 6 or 7 short weeks ago, we went from 17 subscribers to like now we're over 800, almost 900. So I want to welcome all my new subscribers to my page. Also, the people that's been listening to us on audio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, so on and so forth. Keep on listening. This will be available audio as well. So go ahead and tune into that. And if you're a YouTube subscriber, go ahead and subscribe to us on, or favorite us on Spotify, so on and so forth. If you like that audio, if you want to get your motivation in the morning while you're working out, doing your cardio, whatever, this will be a good listen. So go ahead and subscribe to that. I wanted to talk to you briefly. Oh, and those who've been liking the Ape series on Instagram, it's on YouTube as well. Those are the All Positive Energy Daily micro vlogs, daily vlogs that I've been doing. Keep liking and subscribing, keep commenting, and I'm gonna keep it up. People, I've been getting some good feedback from that. So keep them, sharing them, liking them. We need to go ahead and get multi-thousand subscribers. So keep telling your friend to tell a friend. If you like the podcast, support us, so on and so forth. Today, briefly, I wanted to I talked about a little bit earlier in Ape today. First of all, I want to talk about, Nipsey Hussle. We celebrated the brother's life today. I touched on it briefly on Ape. We're going to keep riding with his spirit. We're going to keep buying the block. We're going to keep making jobs, provide opportunities for people in our hood, people that look like us. And the reason why is because, for so long we've been programmed, and I like to call this, the subtitle of this particular podcast, the reprogram. So we've been social engineered and programmed for so long to hate people that kind of look like us, that got melanin in their skin, that look like us, talk like us, act like us, and feel like us. And we've been taught to kind of hate each other. And it's all due to social engineering. Really, it's almost a love-hate relationship. We love each other. We admire each other because we come up with different slangs, different dances. We make the world follow our culture. But at the same time, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, doing business with us, putting your money where your mouth is, spending your money with us, it's a different story. We're living around us. It's a different story. We chase other communities, because they figure that, I guess, their ice is colder, which is not the case. We want to make this, and we're going to reverse this. We're going to bring this back to the original. And I thank God for Nipsey, and I thank the Most High for him doing his job, doing exactly what he's supposed to do, because now his particular program, his particular spirit is downloaded in all of us. And now it's just that one boulder to help us build this particular dam or particular fence that we try to build, and stopping this flow of energy going a certain way. We're going to turn it and reverse it, going back to the original way. So that's one of the things that I want to talk about, Nipsey's legacy. Coming from, the background that he came, and becoming a positive influence on the world, basically, not just our community, not just our culture, but the world. And we're not going to let that go. I talked briefly this morning about how I was a freshman in college, very young, still a teenager, when Pac and Biggie passed, and I was one of the only ones that could see that when Pac passed, that he was more than just the thug facade, or more than just the gangster facade that he was portraying to get on. He was more of a revolutionary. He was a humanitarian. He was for the upliftment of our people, but more of our people just gravitated towards the thug image, and they took that and just ran with it. And now, since the social media age, they're playing old clips. Now people are starting to embrace the revolutionary Pac, the humanitarian Pac. I won't let that happen with Nipsey, and I don't think it will, because there's too many clips out. You know, the technology's there where they showed Nipsey as what he truly is. You know, humanitarian, somebody that did what he said he was going to do. He got it all, meaning that he did what he said he was going to do. He got the girl that he wanted. He got the career that he wanted. He got the notoriety that he wanted, and he did what he wanted. He brought the block, and he inspired people. And he was going to do the Dr. Sebi, bring awareness to health, and bring awareness to things that they're doing to manipulate our food source, which is, if you can manipulate the food source and control the minerals, you control the mind easier. So a lot of that's going to be brought to light, and it's coming soon. So this, you know, we're going to ride with Nipsey. We're going to ride with the spirit of Nipsey, and we're going to keep it going. And people that come against us and trying to, you know, form plants or form opinions or form, how should I say, opposition or posture against what we're trying to do, is going to be that much harder for you to blend in with the crowd. You're going to stick out like a sore thumb. It's inevitable. Unity is inevitable. Now, I'm not saying that all of us are going to unite, but we're not going to be on the bottom of the socioeconomic totem pole for too much longer. We're smarter and smarter. We could beat this game. Again, if you follow me, if you're one of my followers, that you know what I preach is what's called bimentalism, and that's what that is. That going inside yourself, you know that this is ultimately some BS. This is a simulation. This is, you know, our mind experiencing flesh within our the Most High experiencing itself through physical form, through multiple different personalities and multi different dimensions. So this is not really real. This is not our true state. But this is not a state to take lightly. Even though this is the caterpillar state, this is not the butterfly. We still could ball. We could excel in this caterpillar state. And that's what I want to do. You know, hey, I understand there's a greater good. I understand there's a better tomorrow, a better realm that we come from. But while we're in this flesh, while we're in this realm, we should be the superior. We should be we should be one of the top groups that's up there. There's no reason for us to be at the bottom of the socioeconomic pole. We're smarter than that. So that's my point, and that's what I'm here to do, to lead and continue the legacy that Nipsey kind of laid down, and behind the block, putting our people on, black-owned, black excellence, so on and so forth, for a colloquial term, you know, for lack of a better term, just so all my people can follow me. So that's what we're here to do. That's the agenda for the Power of Ownership podcast. That's the agenda for more projects that I got coming out. The whole thing is, we got to start with educating ourselves. And what I mean by that is that, take my book, for example, you know, Sales, the Nucleus of Any Profession. It's a 7-step process that I learned over the course of 20 plus years in retail. And I guarantee you follow this process and you get into sales, no matter what type of sales it is, online sales, retail sales, realtor sales, wholesales, whatever type of sales that you're in, this particular book could help you. If we learn how to embrace that and learn how to embrace marketing, we're that much more prepared for the next age, because AI is going to be replacing a lot of these minuscule jobs. So we need to learn how to embrace ownership, embrace coming out with our own products. I mean, we can reverse this real soon, come out with our own products that's already out. We don't have to compete with market space because we can come out with our own markets. Just like other nationalities do, just because it's in our community, we should support it. And then in turn, you'll see the money spread and you'll start to see more black, millionaires, billionaires. And then we could have more flexibility to keep pumping back in our community. Because if we wait for something, think about it. If I'm a Saints fan, which I am, and I live in close proximity to Houston Texans fans, which I do, why would you wait on the Texans fans to be sympathetic or do something for a Saints fan? They're going to be more in line to do something for their team, or they're going to be more in line to think that their team is great. And that's what happened. And we're sitting there and waiting for Texans fans to start rooting for the Saints or to start doing stuff to make the Saints win. It doesn't make any sense. So the only way we could win is that if you're truly a Saints fan, to start rooting for the Saints and start doing things to help support the Saints. Become a season ticket holder, go to the games, participate in the practices and stuff like that. That's the only way you could help the team. Until you one day maybe can own the team or own part of the team or own shares and stuff like that. It just is what it is. But we're Saints fans waiting on the Texans team, the Texans fans to help us out. Doesn't make any sense. So everything is here that we need to get done. And that's part of the second part I wanted to talk about is why are we so paralyzed when it comes to action? Everything is here that we need to get going. Just like other nationalities, they come in, take advantage of what's the opportunity that's there. Now, work is involved. I don't know if work is part of the action. I mean, part of the element or the variable that keeps us paralyzed. But if we're willing to work, it's a no-brainer. Everything, the opportunity is there. We got to stop listening to plants in our community. When I say plants, people are purposely planted in our community to hinder our progress. And it's stuff like gossip and distractions, stuff like that. That's put there to hinder us. So stop listening to these plants and start keep your eye on the prize, which is that to get yourself in a better position, get your family in a better position, and don't forget about the community and get your community in a better condition, which in turn will get your team in a better condition. Because no matter what other way you go with it, I don't care where you climb by yourself in a socioeconomic totem pole by yourself, we still wear the same uniform, which is the melanin in our skin. So until you want that respect, think about it. If the Saints were losing every year, they're the joke of the league, and they're not doing anything to get better, how can you avoid the butt of the league jokes? And how can you say it's not true? Look at the Browns. The Browns were terrible for years, for decades. They did something about it. They made changes. Now they're starting to get the personnel in to start winning. Now people are starting to respect them. And for people that don't like sports, I like sports analogies because, a lot of people can relate. But basically what I'm saying is if we start making moves and start making plays to build that better team, that's when the respect is going to come in. Respect is earned. So you want, mainly you want these people to respect you, and we got to do it as a team. You're not going to be able to do it as an individual. Because no matter what, you still wear that uniform, which is the melanin in your skin. So you're going to be looked at the same upon the worst of us. It just is what it is. So you might as well tap into that Christ consciousness. Tap into your humanitarian side and get all of us up, even the worst of us. The chain is only strong as its weakest link. So those amongst us that's selfish, you'll have mediocre success. You might have a lot of success in this one aspect. But you're not going to be totally satisfied until your whole community eating. And that's one of my purposes, the power of ownership. I'm going to try to put as many people on as I can. Try to get as many people jobs as I can. try to give everybody as much game as I can so they could eat for themselves. Now, I can't feed people that don't want to feed themselves. They, hey, open wide, make airplane noises. I can't do that. Now, if you're willing to learn how to fish, I can teach you how to fish. But I can't put the fish in your mouth, So as long as we on that same accord, we can all eat because we got enough talent right in our team to go ahead and win right now. We just have to take and activate, do something. So again, family, I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. I just wanted to touch on those points. This coming in the spirit of Nipsey Hussle. I love what his mom said on that interview. She said she's right on point. She's super duper woke. Again, energy never dies. It just takes different forms. And that's one of the things I think we're scared of. I think we're scared to die. Look at the words. I don't want to get too teachy. Look at the words. Die. Look at the prefix to it. That means to split. All you're doing is leaving from your physical form. This meat suit is temporary anyway. Why are you trying to hold on? The whole game plan is to do as much as you can. Think about it. If we maximize our capability, all of us maximize what we're supposed to do, how far along how better will we be, instead of trying to be comfortable all the time and selfish all the time and get as much as one materially can accumulate by himself. Then you look back, you look around, you have no friends, you have no nothing, no legacy. And then you die, there's 15 people at your funeral, and then 15 minutes later, people have forgot who you were. Look at Nipsey. He made money and he's going to live forever. That's true eternal life. Giving back. Support your own. That's when you can make it to the next level. That's when it's set up. But as long as you're selfish, not only will you not be successful, but even if you do meet a success, it won't satisfy you. You're gonna be constantly looking for that next thrill or that next rush. It's not gonna be enough. So, with that being said, I want to touch on one other thing. I think before I get out of here, I'm not gonna keep y'all too long on this particular podcast. I think one of our problems as well. Again, like I always say, I think. This is my opinion. I think one of the problems that we have, just based on my experience, is that us as a people want everybody to think like we think. Or the person next to you, they have to believe everything you believe in order for you to work with them. Which is silly. It's childlike. Let me ask you a question. If we both go to the movies and you get a different interpretation of the movie than I can, that means we can't go to the movies anymore? And that's basically what we're doing with this segregation thing amongst ourselves. Oh, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm in a Hebrew camp, I'm a Moor, I'm this, I'm that. And everybody else looking at us like, y'all silly. We all wear the same uniform. Nobody's gonna slice us up into little divisions except ourselves. Self-inflicted. And so what? So what if your ideology or your interpretation of the Most High is different than mine? Who cares? It's all about action. If you doing what you say you doing, I'm rocking with you. Meaning that if you about helping out this community, you about owning stuff, you about getting these investment properties, investment portfolio, getting your people off the bottom, getting yourself off the bottom, something positive, I rock with you. And just what it is. I don't care what you believe. I don't even want to know. Okay, all right, we believe the same thing. Now what? Oh, we believe different stuff. Now what? Now you're a terrible person? Doesn't make any sense. And that's why we're losing. Look at what the other team's doing. No matter if they disagree, they all on one accord. I need to push this agenda. Period. So we need to get off these labels: Republican, Democrat, Muslim, Christian, Hebrew, Moor. I'm this, I'm that. I'm from this frat. I'm from that frat. We all wear the same uniform, which is melanin in our skin. And until we realize that, we're going to stay at the bottom. And I'm not going to wait for everybody to change their mind. I'm just going to do. The people that's with me, going to rock with me, and we're going to form this, and we're going to do this. So don't be too late joining the party, because we watch it. So I'm not going to keep y'all that long. I'm going to say peace. Remember that God is a verb, and personal responsibility is your only savior. With that, I'm going to say peace, family.